Hello, my name is Dan O'Connell, the Vice President of Sales for North America at FiberStar. In this video, I'll be talking about the benefits of using Citri-Fi in ground meat fillings and formed meats like meatballs or meatloaf. Citri-Fi natural citrus fibers' high water holding power and natural emulsification properties make it an ideal ingredient when improving texture, quality, and costs of meat and poultry type products. In ground meats, Citri-Fi provides benefits not only in process, but also in the final product. During the cooking process, the Citri-Fi binds the fat and water and remains stable throughout the reheat process. This functional fiber is easy to use. There's no need for shear, heat, or prehydration to activate this fiber. Citri-Fi provides a yield increase in the raw and can be used to extend meat, which both may provide cost savings. In the final product, Citri-Fi increases yield. Because it holds onto water and fat, it minimizes separation. Citri-Fi increases the moistness and creates a meat-like texture in the final product. Citri-Fi can be labeled as citrus flour or dried citrus pulp. In a study performed at Iowa State University, Citri-Fi demonstrated its ability to maintain or improve yields when used in ground meat patties. Here, we tested different levels of Citri-Fi with different corresponding levels of added water, in addition to reducing the amount of meat block. It's recommended to add Citri-Fi to other dry ingredients when possible before incorporating into the product. The best results are achieved when Citri-Fi is added at between 0.25 and 1% of the total formula weight. About 5 to 16% water is added in addition. The patty making process includes mixing the ratios of meat before grinding. Once ground, the meat is combined with dry ingredients, including the Citri-Fi. Then it's mixed for some time. From there, the meat is put into a mold and pressed where the final patties are formed and cut to specific dimensions. As you can see here, the cooked patties containing the Citri-Fi showed a yield increase. And the sensory results were improved when using Citri-Fi versus the control with no Citri-Fi. When Citri-Fi was used at between 0.65 with 10% water, there was about a 4% savings versus the control with no Citri-Fi. This takes into consideration the meat block reduction and improved yields. Another study was performed using Citri-Fi in ground meat. The results reconfirmed the prior results. A drip test was done to demonstrate Citri-Fi's superior fat and water holding capabilities. Raw ground beef was placed on drip pads over a couple of days. The weight of the drip pads was recorded before and after the meat was placed to determine the amount of fat and water purged off into the pad. The drip pad containing the meat with Citri-Fi only weighed 0.4 grams after 96 hours. The control with no Citri-Fi weighed almost 8 times more than the Citri-Fi treatment. When cooked up, the Citri-Fi increased both the raw and cooked yield versus the control not containing Citri-Fi. The ground meat was moist and had a juicy texture. There was very little visual difference between the two. Citri-Fi also works well in meat plant products containing sodium lactate. Sodium lactate is typically used to inhibit or minimize microbial growth. When more water is available, there is the potential for microbes to grow. However, reducing the amount of water present decreases yields negatively, which affects the sensory attributes. Citri-Fi can be used in conjunction with sodium lactate. The Citri-Fi holds onto the water and fat to reduce separation. This improves the yield and sensory attributes. The sodium lactate continues to do its job of minimizing microbial growth. In this study, done by one of our partners, the ground meat with sodium lactate and Citri-Fi extended the yield by 13% versus the control, which contained neither the sodium lactate nor the Citri-Fi. About 59% of the consumers were not able to tell the difference between the test and control during the sensory panel. Another study completed with sodium lactate and Citri-Fi in ground meat also confirmed an increase in yield for both raw and cooked meat and a reduction in purge over time. Citri-Fi benefits other ground and formed meat products in addition to meat patties and ground meat fillings. This natural ingredient provides binding, moisture retention, and emulsification properties to products like crab cakes, meatballs, meatloaf, and fish patties. In a meatloaf study, Citri-Fi was used to replace 100% of eggs. About a 1:9 ratio of Citri-Fi to water was used. Citri-Fi was added to the dry breadcrumbs before incorporating into the final product. Let's take a look at what Citri-Fi did to improve the egg-free meatloaf. First, Citri-Fi provided about a 75% cost savings when eliminating 100% of the egg. There was no comparable quality with minimum ratio. The meatloaf containing Citri-Fi was moist but firm. There was minimal fat separation, and the texture was similar to the control. Citri-Fi is also used in commercial fish patties. We recommend using either Citri-Fi 100 FG or 100 M40 between 0.3 to 1% by weight. Again, we recommend adding Citri-Fi to the dry ingredients before adding to the final product. The Citri-Fi firmed up the texture, controlled or minimized the cooking drip loss, and provided an acceptable label declaration of either citrus flower or dried citrus pulp. Let's review a few of the key points. Citri-Fi can be used in meat patties to improve cook yields, minimize fat and water separation, and enhance sensory attributes in cooked product. This natural ingredient can also be used in ground meat or meat fillings like taco fillings. Citri-Fi reduces raw meat purge and improves the yield and sensory attributes, which provide cost savings. Citri-Fi can be used in conjunction with sodium lactate. The sodium lactate will inhibit microbial growth, while the Citri-Fi performs its job of holding water and fat. Citri-Fi 200 FG can be used to replace 100% egg in formed meats, which provides cost savings. In products like meatloaf, the Citri-Fi creates a moist but firm loaf. Citri-Fi can also provide textural and sensory benefits to other products like crab cakes, meatballs, reformed meats, and fish patties. I'd like to thank you for watching this video. We hope you've learned how Citri-Fi can provide quality, labeling improvements, and potential cost savings in meat patties, meat fillings, and formed meats. Please check out our other videos covering meat applications. We encourage you to watch them all. If you want to schedule a visit or have additional questions, please contact anyone shown here or visit our website at www.fiberstaringredients.com. Thank you.